welcome to Living Room Theater. It's me, Kesa, and I am so stoked to make some theater with you today. Really quickly before we begin, please subscribe to my channel. That helps me oh so much, and I so appreciate it. Thank you. So in this video, we are going to play and perform a movement story. And if you've done a movement story with me before, you know that we are going to tell a story by using our bodies to describe people, places, and events in the story. So the tale that we will be telling today is an adaptation of the Greek myth King Midas and the Golden Touch. Have you heard of that story before? It's a wild tale filled with a lot of characters and a lot more magic. So it's going to take a lot of creative storytelling to really bring this story to life. Let's go. Before we can start telling any story, we have to begin with a once upon a time warm-up. So this is how that goes. You're going to pretend like you are all cozy in bed and you're really sleepy, and then your alarm goes off. So you wake up and stretch really big up to the sky, and you kind of want to press snooze. So press snooze and then get really little and make your face small and make everything little, because really you don't want to get up yet. And then the alarm goes off again. So wake up and stretch really big and tall and hit snooze and get really small again and really little, and scrunch up your face and your body and everything, and the alarm goes off again, so get big, and make your face big and your whole body big, and one more time press snooze and get really little and really small and really tiny, and the alarm goes off and get big again. Okay, now you're awake and you're kind of angry because you don't really want to be awake right now. So this is what you're going to do. We're going to do some punching. So you're going to first, the pattern of this is going to go across diagonally, across horizontally, and then down and down, okay? And on each of those punches, you're going to say, ha! And you're really going to want to use your breath because you are angry. You don't want to be getting up right now. So it looks like this. Ha, 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 ha. All right, great. So do that with me, and we're actually going to do it 4 times in a row. Ready? All right, let's go. Ready, set, go. Ha, 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 ha. One more time. Ha, 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 ha. Awesome. And shake that out. Okay. All right, now you're feeling a little better because you got to get all your anger out. And now all you have to do before you're ready to tell a story is just shake out any of that bad stuff that you still might be feeling. So here's how this is going to start. It's going to start in your hand, and it just starts with your fingers. And really just try to get all the bad stuff out of your fingers, all that self-judgment, all that bad stuff, and then go to your wrist and shake it out of your wrist, and your elbow, and shake it out of your elbow, and it's contagious. So it goes up to your shoulder and gets all of that out of your shoulder, and now both of your shoulders are going, and both of your arms are going, and they're really going all over the place. And then it gets into your chest, so move your chest around and shake it out of your chest, and your stomach, shake it out of your tummy, get it all out, shake it out of your hips. So everything is going from your hips up, and now one of your legs has it, so that's going all over the place, and your other leg has it. So get as big as you can and shake as much as you can and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and stop. Awesome. Okay, I think we're ready to tell a story. So once upon a time in ancient Greece, there lived a king, and his name was King Midas. King Midas was obsessed with riches. He was so greedy, especially when it came to gold. So let's just get into King Midas's body and walk around the room like we're King Midas. So King Midas is very proud. He's very proud of all of his riches. So he leads when he walks with his chest. So that looks like this. So walk around the room with your chest first. He's proud of all of his greedy gold and riches. He's also a pretty tall, pretty big dude. So he's heavy. So you're going to walk around with a good weight and with your chest forward and think about all the gold that you have and all the gold that you want. So walk around your room like King Midas. Think about what a king would walk like. Awesome. So King Midas also had a daughter. And he loved his daughter very much. Not as much as he loved gold, but almost as much. He loved her very, very much. His daughter was very different from King Midas. She was very curious and she loved nature. So when she walked, she leads with her eyes, with her head, because she's looking and she's curious. So walk around the room like King Midas's daughter. Like you're looking for things and you're exploring and you're curious. And she walks very lightly. She sometimes even walks on her tiptoes. So walk around, instead of a heavy and chest forward like King Midas, walk lightly and with your head forward like his curious daughter. So walks around. Amazing. And the thing that she loved the most was her rose garden. So let's go there for a minute. Her rose garden was this beautiful part of the palace where they lived in. And there were a lot of rose bushes with beautiful different colors of roses. So let's see what it's like to be a rose bush. Come down onto the ground with both of your feet out in front of you. And what you're going to do is you're going to bend one knee and cross it over the other side. Now, some rose bushes look like this, and you can put your arms out like rose bushes, like all the thorns and the pricklies that they have. And some rose bushes look like this, where you're going to bend the bottom leg at your knee and be even more crisscrossed. So you can pick which rose bush you want to be and get all your spikes out and all of your branches out. And there's one more kind of rose bush that you can be if you want to, which is a little more complicated. But what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your arms, put it underneath, put the other one on top, and bend around like so, like a rose bush. So try one of those out and just sway back and forth like you are her garden. Awesome. Shake that out, and whichever one you're going to do, let's make sure that we do it on the other side, because there are two sides of this rose garden. So come back to the normal spot, bend your other leg, put that over. You can stay here if you want to be this kind of rose bush, or you can bend the other knee, and you can stay here if you want to be this kind of rose bush, or you can take the other arm, put that underneath, cross it over, and boom, you're a rose bush. And just sort of sway back and forth. Think about what rose bushes might think about. Feel the wind. Awesome. Great. Okay, shake that off and come back up. Now, the action of our story begins when King Midas and his daughter are asleep in the palace. So that means that the moon has come out. So stretch your hands really high up to the sky, grab one wrist, and bend over like a crescent moon. Like you're coming out and stretching just to make sure that it's nighttime there. Stretch them up again. And let's go to the other side, because maybe that's what the moon looks like tonight. Awesome. And stretch up to the sky. There are also stars out in this night. It's a very clear sky, so you can see all the stars. And how you be a star is you start little, kind of crouched like this, and starburst up. So let's do that a couple times. So start slouched, or not slouched, crouched, and starburst up. Awesome. And starburst up. And one more time, starburst up. Awesome. All right, so now that the sky is alive and awake and it's definitely nighttime, King Midas has difficulty sleeping. So he goes out and walks around the rose garden, and what he sees, to his surprise, is a satyr asleep in the garden. Now, a satyr in Greek mythology is half human and half goat. So essentially, you're goat from here down and human from here up. Now, what do you think it's like to walk around like a satyr? They probably have a different gait. So, like we had King Midas and his daughter, let's try to be a satyr and see what kind of goat trot you can do, okay? So try out some different ones. Maybe they skip. Maybe that's a good one. Maybe they trot. Find one that you like and have fun being in that satyr's body for a second. Awesome, great job. So King Midas sees this satyr asleep in the garden, and he's worried about him because he looks sick and at least cold. So he brings him inside to the castle, to the palace, and wraps him in blankets and lets him sleep there for the night. So the satyr sleeps there all night, and then in the morning the sun rises. So let's set that morning sky. We're going to do this 3 times. So what you're going to do is take a deep breath in like the sun rising. And another one. And one more. Awesome. So the satyr wakes up and says, "Oh my goodness, thank you so much for letting me stay in your castle." And King Midas' daughter says, "Of course, absolutely, but where are you from? How can we help you?" And the satyr says, "I live with Dionysus, the Greek god of wine." King Midas' daughter says, "Oh my goodness, well let's bring you home. We know the way." And King Midas is a little excited because he's thinking, goodness gracious, a Greek god, perhaps he will give me something in return for returning his friend to him. So he's a little ulterior motive, but it's okay. So they take the long journey to the Greek god's palace. So to do this, I want you to pick one of the bodies we've been working on. You can either be King Midas, who is heavy and leads with his chest. You can be his daughter, who is curious, so leads with her head and is a little lighter. Or you could be the satyr, who has whatever gait you decided to give to them. So pick one, and then let's go on this journey. So it starts here, and the first thing they have to do is climb a really, really tall hill, okay? So it's very steep. So I think I'm going to be King Midas' daughter in this journey. So get in that body, and then work on climbing over this hill. Whew. Oh gosh, it's really, really tall. It's really tall, and you get to the top, woo! All right, and then you're gonna roll down, whoa, and come down to the bottom. Great, so the next thing you have to cross is a river, and you have to jump from rock to rock, okay? So get in that body and jump, and don't fall, careful. And go to the other one, whoop, and careful, it's a little slippery. And last one, jump to the other side. Awesome, okay. The last part of this is a long, long downhill to get to the valley where this Greek god's palace is, okay? So you can do a couple things. You can do somersaults down there, or you can roll down there, or you can fly like you're running and falling down there. I'm going to do the third, but you get to pick. Okay, ready, set, woo! Awesome. All right, so we've arrived at Dionysus' palace. Dionysus is so happy to see that the satyr is returned safely home that he says, "King Midas, in return for your kindness, I would like to grant you one wish. Anything that you could possibly want as a token of my gratitude to returning my dear friend." King Midas gets so excited and starts thinking about all the different gold he could ask for. He could ask for a treasure chest. He could ask for a throne. He could ask for all of these incredible things. And then he knows what he wants. And he says, "Dionysus, I wish that everything I touch turns to gold." Now, Dionysus and the satyr look at each other, a little confused, but then Dionysus says, "Very well, your wish is granted. When you return home, everything you touch will turn to gold." King Midas is so excited, this is all he could possibly want, that he and his daughter rush back to the palace. So pick either King Midas' body or his daughter's body, and let's get back. So to go the other direction, first you have to go up that very, very, very tall hill that we rolled down, okay? So slither up of it, and go really, 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 really tall, and then we're at the top, and now we're at the river. So cross the river by jumping back and forth. Careful not to slip. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, okay, great. And then the last thing, we have to climb up and down that big hill. So get on your climbing body, get really high. Oh, get to the top. Oh my gosh, and then go back down, okay. Awesome, okay, we're back at King Midas' palace. King Midas is so happy that he throws a celebratory feast to celebrate his victory here. So on the table there is every food imaginable. It's your favorite possible foods, as much as you could possibly eat on this table in front of you. And King Midas walks up and he touches the chair to pull it out to sit down, and he realizes immediately, then it turns to gold. He gets so excited that he touches the table, and he touches the silverware, and he touches everything, and everything is turning to gold, and he's so excited. So run around the room and pretend that everything you're touching is going to turn to gold. Go! He touches couches, he touches plants, he touches the wall, he touches the carpet, and the fireplace, and another plant, and everything you could possibly think of. He's so excited. And then he kind of tuckers himself out. He's a little tired, so he sits down, grabs an apple to eat it, bites in, and the apple has turned to gold. Suddenly, this isn't as fun anymore. If he can't eat, he's going to die. So he starts to panic and he screams, "Ah!" He's really nervous. And his daughter comes running in because she hears him scream. And she runs up and she says, "Father, what's the matter?" And she runs and she gives him a big hug. And it's turned to gold. So imagine what that's like. Run up and try to hug someone as if they're there and freeze halfway through. Go. Can you imagine what it would be like if you were running around and hugged someone and all of a sudden everything froze and you just turned to gold? Let's actually have a little experiment. I'm going to play some music and I'm going to invite you to dance around the room with me, or if you want to walk like one of the characters, that's okay too. And every now and then I'm going to pause the music, and when that pauses, pretend that you've been turned into gold, and whatever position you're in, freeze. Okay? All right, let's give it a shot. Awesome. Great job being gold statues there. But anyway, back to our story. So King Midas has just turned his daughter into gold. And he's freaking out. Oh my gosh, he never could have thought this could have happened. So he has to rush back to Dionysus to ask him to reverse the gift. So, you know what we have to do? Get in King Midas's body, and let's start by climbing up and down this hill. Go. Oof. And he's going really fast, and he's tired, but he's got to keep going. So go down, and then there's the river, so jump quickly. Oh my gosh, he might even fall this time because he's really nervous. And then you know what we have to do? Roll down this big hill, okay? Go! Okay, so he's back at the palace, and Dionysus isn't too surprised to see him. But King Midas says, "Dionysus, I am so sorry. Everything's gone wrong. I was mistaken. Can you please reverse the spell? My daughter is turned to gold. Please help me." And Dionysus, knowing that King Midas has learned a very important lesson, says, "Of course, all you have to do is take this magical river water, pour it over you and your daughter, and everything will go back to normal." King Midas says, thank you so much, but now he has this huge bucket that he has to carry with him as he goes back across the river. So grab your bucket, and first we have to climb up that hill, so go really high and don't drop the water because you really need it. And then there's a river, so cross the river. Oh gosh, this would be really bad if you fell. And one more, okay. And then we're gonna climb up and down this hill, so climb up and up. Oh gosh, no time to wait, climb down, down, down. And he's got it, amazing. So grab your water, come back. He runs and he sees his daughter and he pours it all on her and over him. And so get back into your position, and suddenly she comes back to life. So stretch up, ooh, just like you were in a deep sleep. And shake off all of that gold statue. The legend has it that everything goes back to normal, and King Midas now knows that most things are far more important than gold. The end. Yes, congratulations. Give yourselves a round of applause. That was an incredibly well-told movement story. So now that you know that story and you know the movements that can help tell the tale with you, I really encourage you to tell the story or even perform it like a play to your friends and family. I think that part of what's really fun about theater is sharing it, so go for it. If you had fun today, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. That helps me oh so much, and I super appreciate it. And finally, from my living room to yours, let's make some theater.